Good morning. The further I get along this journey, the more grateful and appreciative I am to be on this journey and to be in this coming through myself and in this awakening and part of this divine path that there's so many of us on. I'm realizing that there are so many of us on this journey together, and each of our journeys look different, and each of our journeys are bringing us into our own light, into our own God light, into our own rising. And many of us are sharing the same experiences and going through the same intensity on the journey and coming to very similar realizations, but each of us are going through it very differently and having to overcome our own individual demons and the things that have our own lessons on the way and our own rising and our own realizations. And because each of us are multifaceted beings and different, and we each have a different set of skills, set of archetypes, different energies flowing through us, different light that we bring to the world, different gifts, different way of expressing God through us, the different I made the point. And each and every one of us is important, an important part of the entire universe of God, brings to light a different aspect of God or a different lesson or a different part of existence or different reflections for different people. And each and every one of us as an individual is important and brings, is just as important. It's all different parts of the expression of God through us. And the further I get along this journey, the more humbled I am to be on the journey, the more humbled I am in seeing that I am just part of it. And at the same time, I see what an important part and that I am um, an individual, each and every one of us, yeah, an individual being that never was before and never will be again. And that I am a part of God. I am an expression of God. I am the daughter of God. I am, and God, you can call it the universe, you can call it the divine intelligence, you can call it the all, you can call it, God is a word that for me doesn't have a lot of, it has a lot of attached meaning to it, but I know that the word God for a lot of people has even traumas or a very definite, is already, the word is already so stipulated with meaning that it's easier to use a different word. So you can use a word like, I use like the big mishmash, like the big, it's like a big stew. It's like a big God stew. Everything in existence is it. It is everything. It is a perpetual being. It is a perpetual all, nothing. It's time, it's space, it's matter, it's energy, and it's so much more than that. Those are only the things that we are able to perceive through this human experience, but it is so much more. It is the light life that runs through us. It is the archetypes. It is our behaviors, our existence. It's every single cell within our body. It is everything. It is nothing. It is all of that all at once. And even to be a part of this and to be on this awakening journey, realizing that there is nothing to do but to be. There is nothing to do but to be. The further along I get on this journey, and I think that this is basically the point of the video that I want to make, and I'm sure that I made this video, and I'm sure that I have said this many times before. I feel that as I progress along my own personal journey of coming into my highest self, I realize that it is all in the letting go. It is all in release. It is all in just allowing the divine to play through me, through my life, throughout. And the more I allow and become still within myself, I quit running, I quit chasing, I quit trying to prove, I quit trying to make things happen. I release expectation. I allow what is to be, and still within that, also take my life in the direction that I want. So take responsibility for myself, feed this being, nourish this life, create movement within my life for God to play out on. You can't just sit on the couch and expect God to play through you. You don't expect a magnificent life to come in and happen for you. There is no other savior. Well, see, that's a paradox in itself, but we are the saviors of ourselves. We have to create movement within our lives in order to allow the flow of energy to flow through our life, in order to allow the things that we want to magnetize to ourselves to come through. We have to create the avenues in which they can appear. So we do have to begin to create movement within our lives, and at the same time release and allow and release expectation, and become non-attached to the outcome. Because once we become non-attached to the outcome, because when we're attached to the outcome can only be as big as what we already know. When we release expectation, or release wanting to create the outcome, or release attachment to the outcome, then we allow much greater things to come into our life that we could never have imagined, because we can't imagine what we don't know. Well, that's also a paradox, because we can imagine all sorts of things and create them, but whatever we are imagining is within our grasp of what we already, based on what we already know. When we let go of expectation, let go of the need for a specific outcome, then we allow the universe to bring outcomes that we couldn't have imagined. And what are outcomes? Outcomes are emotions. They come to outcomes are experiences, but the final product of an experience is what it made us feel, how we experienced it. The lasting part of it is the emotion of it, and which is also a paradox. See, there is no absolute. Everything is just movement. So it's kind of like when you try to talk about God and you try to explain God, you can't, because anything that you try to explain makes it smaller. Once you put something into words, you are narrowing the vastness of it. So it's just like that. You can speak around it, but the perceiver has to be able to perceive and grasp from within. It's an internal grasping. The further I get along this journey, it seems like the more internal I'm going. I'm going so deep in these last couple of months. It seems like I have less words, and a couple of months ago, I was even putting up like 3 or 4 videos a day, trying to get it all out, get it all out, get it all out. Now it seems like everything is going internal. Everything is coming within. it's coming out in ways of creation, in ways of doing, in ways of I've been working on my organizer. I don't have one on now, but I've been working on those, and I've been working on, it seems like just ever since this journey, what I'm calling the twin flame journey. I don't even know if it's that anymore. At some point, you get to the point where you realize that it's just your own spiritual journey, and the whole outer reflection is just to serve your inner reflection. So it's that's the lesser part of it. And but ever since I've been on this, ever since I met, I could just say divine masculine. Not even, doesn't even have to be mine. It's like there's no possession in this. But ever since I met him a couple of years ago or more, it seems like my life just became complete chaos, which I created. It's just this constant running and chasing and searching, and this opposite of stillness, this noise where it seems like even my concentration, I wasn't able to bring it to a head. And it feels like you get to a place where you get depleted of chasing, depleted of running, depleted of the constant the constant it's like shaking within. And I got to this place where I still have that shaking, and I still have that a little bit, and I still have a little bit of the chasing, but the chasing is more like, it feels more depleted. It feels like I'm chasing for the chasing's sake. It just kind of, when I don't have stillness, kind of like, but it's without expectation anymore. It's without a at the when you have expectation that doesn't get met, and then at the end you have like this depletion of the expectation, like this, you're let down. So I don't feel like I have the letdown anymore. I feel like almost like the expectation is of the letdown, or it's just like it could be what is, and this is just where I'm at, and I'm just allowing it to play out. And if I feel like chasing, then I chase, even without, if that's what I feel like, I'm just letting this whole, it's like a balloon that you're deflating. And I realize that the balloon has to deflate. Um, and it's also with the crying. I've been crying a lot less. I've been crying a lot less, but I realize that crying is also the release of tension, release of expectation, the release of, I go through a stage, I get over a hurdle, I go up a step in my spiritual awakening, and then I feel like it comes to a place of release where I have to cry over it. I have to, and that kind of, it's like it signifies, not only signifies, but it's like burns out the pain. It's like, okay, I got to this realization, I understand, and now I cry it out, and it releases it out. It like, it's kind of like the acceptance of it. So I'm seeing the crying, you know, as a strength, not as a weakness, as the ability to overcome. Because I realize that it's like you get to a climax of something, and that is the release of it. It's almost like an orgasm of sorts, but not really. I mean, just energetically. I mean, like you get to a climax, and then once you have, let's say with the sexual climax, you get to the sexual climax, and then once you get to the sexual climax and you have the release of the orgasm, then that it's gone. That sexual desire is gone. So it's kind of like that. You get to this point, and you realize it all, and it's overwhelming, and then you cry it out, and it kind of brings it into the understanding and the accepting and the realizing and the knowing and the release of it. And you get to the point where you get so sick of it. You get so sick of whatever it is that is just like, okay, just ugh. It's almost like you have to puke it out. And there's so many facets of this spiritual awakening. So you awaken on so many different levels, and it feels like you're going through everything all at once. It's like all of a sudden you are thrown into the water, the deepest part of your soul. You're going through it all at once. First of all, you're getting all of these mirrors on this twin flame journey, especially in the spiritual awakening. When you begin to wake, everybody becomes your mirror. You start seeing yourself in everybody, and it's reflections. It's like knives that are cutting you, and the reflections that you get, it's like you're getting all of the reflections of the places that you're out of harmony with God or with your higher self. Higher self is your connection to God, your true essence, your unique being that has come here to be expressed through you, whatever it is. And I need to start getting back. We're going on a girl family outing this morning with my mother and my sister-in-law and cousins. We're going to the secondhand store and my daughter. So we're going to a secondhand store. I always love these Fridays. We go and spend a few hours at the secondhand store trying things on and getting new clothes. And yesterday I bagged up half of my wardrobe, which I also feel like is part of this spiritual awakening journey, getting rid of all the old. I opened up my closet. It used to be, it would take me hours. I hated going through my closet because the decisions were so difficult. This time, opened up my closet, I got rid of probably half of my clothes, and it was just like that, just throwing away. Not throwing away, I'm taking it to the secondhand store. It took me an hour to go through my whole closet. Maybe a little more than an hour, maybe a couple of hours. But I feel like, look at this. See, I get up every morning and I say, the first thing is I open my eyes and I'm grateful for everything that I do have. And that sets the tone for the day. Even if I do have the moments that come up with the agony, and I understand that everybody has that. And the going through myself, at least I set the tone in the morning for where I do want to be, in appreciation of everything that I do have. Bring all of my attention back to the beauty of my life and understanding that this is just an experience. That's all it is. So I get to choose how I experience this experience, and I get to bring that higher consciousness understanding into this 3D plane, which is like the lowest vibrational plane, where everything comes into a solidity, becomes solid. The vibration is so low that it becomes tangible. And also, this is another thing, I'm getting way off point on this, but I'm going all over the place, but I usually do anyway, because my mind does that. So it's when you create, it's like bringing the untangible into the tangible. It's like bringing the higher vibrations into lower, like bringing the vibrational frequency down into the 3D, and you can form things through vibration. It's like when you understand how this works and you can see it, it becomes like it's magic. This whole world is magic. You become the magician in the magical land of your life. The magician in the magical land of your life. I like that. Instead of just being like a sloppy creator where you're just going through your life and, oh, why is all this happening? Why I didn't create that, but you did. And that's the whole journey, trying to find out, becoming that master of yourself, becoming that pure essence of yourself. See, on the one hand, it's becoming the nothing. It's becoming just allowing your own essence to go through you. But then on the other hand, it's becoming the master of your own being, like overcoming your ego and becoming the master of your ego. So with this whole twin flame thingy majig, like on a personal note, I guess, an update. I feel like it gets to the point where you get tired of it, and then you just start letting go. And when you start letting go, you start realizing that it was always about you, and that it doesn't matter as long as you're happy within your life, whatever the other person is doing or isn't doing, or is there or isn't there, it becomes irrelevant to you in a way, right? In a way, it becomes irrelevant because wherever you are happy within yourself, and you realize your own self-worth, and you don't have your happiness dependent outside of yourself. So regardless, you're happy. And regardless, you're magnetizing into your life the things that are resonating within your vibration wherever you are at any given time. And so on this journey, I feel like lately I've been more in that space than in the space of lack or feeling like hurt, and it feels like to me also that I'm less moved by what he is doing or what he is saying. I'm more in my actual center. Can you see the Sea of Galilee? I don't know. It's kind of a hazy day out. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I'll update when I feel I'm really going deep in these last days, really asking the questions. There's a lot that I'm going through. I don't feel like I have the words quite yet. I feel like almost like a rocket ship. When a rocket ship, before it takes off, it has like all the fire going, and it's really like, but it didn't go yet. You know, it's just getting ready to, and I feel like that. I feel like right now is the most intense part. It's where everything is coming to one, and I'm in that passageway into the state of being in complete ecstasy, or you could say heaven on earth. I had a couple of, I quit smoking marijuana. And so I'm just updating because I know a lot of you have been following me, and on my own personal journey too. So I quit smoking marijuana. I had a couple of back and forths with it, and I'm actually really happy with the places that I had the back and forths with it, because I feel like when I did, I did at a birthday party that I was for the weekend last weekend, and then I was at a party. And I smoke there, but I get up in the morning. It's not like part of my routine anymore, and I actually really feel good with not smoking. I feel really good with the clarity in my mind, especially with everything that I'm going through, because when it's so intense, this journey, and then I smoke, it just adds intensity to intensity. And I feel like the smoking also opens up my telepathy really strong, and that gets me going. It gets me all out, because I can feel him, I can feel others, and it gets me all out of whack. And so I'm really enjoying this clarity, and not only that, overcoming myself and overcoming the addiction, and dealing with everything without any outs, without any running away, without even I feel the strength in myself, and that is also adding strength to strength, because I'm proud of myself. Okay, so I'm going through this pain and whatever, but I'm doing it on my own. I'm there's nothing superficial here. And I feel like it's all coming down to a place of being able to be pure and clean, and free of I don't know, the words, like the word that's coming to me is like demons, but it's not demons. I mean, it's the same thing. Demons and psychological, you know, insecurities is the same thing, because the demons come in the places that you're not standing up, in your weaknesses. So if I'm not standing up in certain places, don't want to face them, then I'll create these behaviors, or demons will come in and create behaviors and dependencies on behaviors. Um, I'm getting way off track, so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Thank you for watching. I'll keep updating here and there. I'm going to add a video that I did last week when I went to that birthday party. I did a video and I didn't upload it because I was crying in it a lot. And I didn't feel like that really represented the Tkufa. I'm going through like this stage in my journey, because I have the crying stages, but it's not the majority of the journey. The majority of the journey is just solitude and kind of going through what I am here, going through. See the bird over there on the path? Like I am now. It's you know, it's a back and forth. And I didn't want to just I didn't feel like doing another video. And I didn't want to, like, sometimes it feels like I just can't share. Like there's nothing to share because it doesn't come into a solid place. And I didn't want to put up a video that looks like I'm going through like total chaos and then just leave it like that. So I'll put that video up, and then I'll put this video up as an update, so that you can see how I am. This is where I'm at. I love the comments, so thank you for writing in and sharing and caring. And if you have any questions, that's awesome. If you have questions, like you want to ask me, I'm open for it, more than open for it. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.